Hold on, we're live here, folks. Sorry about it. We're having a little technical difficulty here. We're trying to resolve, but welcome back to the Speakeasy Show. Tonight's title is, I can't remember what I put down. I think I put down something goofy in response to James R. last night with his "Why is your mic so small?" so small. Tonight's title is, "Why is my mic so big?" Okay. Yeah, if you watched Pirate Radio last night, you'd get that joke. So, welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome back. Everybody who was watching Prophecies Kept. In the top left corner, we have Scott of West Texas. Say hello, Scott.
Unmute yourself.
Oh, say hello, Scott.
Oh, hello, everybody. Glad to be here. Time to run.
Oh, sorry, Scott. Next up, we have Beth Duffy, the Mouth of the South, in the top right corner. Beth Duffy, Mouth of the South, say hello. And she's live this week. Holy cow, we get to see her.
He has a face. Hello.
Yes.
Just
Yes,
not blonde hair anymore.
Not blonde hair anymore.
Yeah, it's blonde in my avatar.
Oh, it's brown now. Thank you for coming on live, Beth. Otherwise, I would have had to release the photo.
I know, that's the only reason I did it. No more blackmail.
No, I can't blackmail you now. Darn it. In the bottom left corner, Rusty Iceman. Say hello, Rusty.
Howdy.
In the bottom right corner, from My Favorite Things, we have Kimmy Jong-un. Why censored? Say hello, Kimmy.
I look like Kimmy jaundiced on the camera. I don't know why. Like I've been through
golden, like a golden ray of sunshine. See, it's all in the way you look at things, huh?
I guess so.
I still think you're beautiful.
Of course, I have my co-host here, Be Nice, D Nice, who's in Twitmo right now because they want you to be nice, D Nice.
The Queen
Bee. Don't D Nice to you in Twitter. I am just saying, this being in Twitmo thing sucks. I just have to vent because I'm standing on principle. But what I want to know is if I have to go through the agony of being out of the loop for the next week. I've appealed it, but they didn't respond.
And they won't.
The week of Twitmo, are they still going to require that I delete my tweet before I come back?
They will.
So I'm doing this for nothing?
Yep. After 2 weeks, I finally deleted mine. I couldn't take it anymore.
That is so rude. Absolutely. No way to treat a queen bee. What can I say?
Exactly.
Right.
I'm going to have to. I don't know.
You need to learn how to be nice, D Nice.
Hey, leave her alone, Yankee.
Just can't take me out in public. What can I say? I eat out of other people's plates. If yours looks better, I might take a bite of yours too. So just get ready.
Oh, boy.
See, I've learned that calories that you eat off of other people's plates don't count.
Don't count.
Just like Chick-fil-A, because those are God's calories.
They are.
They don't count.
Boogie did her show dedicated to Chick-fil-A on, I think it was Tuesday night. And the next day, ever since, like, whenever he first said Chick-fil-A, my mouth was like, go get Chick-fil-A. But they were closed. And so I had to wait until tomorrow. So I went Thursday, just like as soon as I could get there. Well, that's not true.
It sucks when it's on Sunday morning and you're like, they're not open.
I know.
Yeah.
And I want to register a complaint against Boogie. Just saying.
No.
Oh, yes. I have a bone to pick with that man. The next time that he does a show on Chick-fil-A or something delicious like that, he better warn me where I don't watch it, because I bet I had to go get me some the next day, and I ate Chick-fil-A for 2 days. Gained weight because of that man. So I'm just saying, Boogie, You better give me fair warning next time. I'm going to diet ahead of time and save up some calories so I don't gain weight when I go get my fix.
So
that's actually a very good point. He could have given us a heads up. Then we could have gone and gotten our Chick-fil-A and eaten it during the show.
Honestly, what was he thinking?
So what you're saying, Doc Martin or D Nice, is that you do need Kamala Harris to tell you how to eat.
Oh my God, he didn't.
You need to learn self-control, and she's gonna give it to you.
I'm sorry, but honey, that woman couldn't tell me how to hang a paper mache. She is so, Lord have mercy. She's an embarrassment to women all over.
I bet she could give you tips on. Bet she could give you some bedroom tips. You may not need them, but I bet she could.
You're right,
Good Kimmy.
I don't need them. Just saying. Not that I'm bragging or anything. No, I'm joking.
Was Kamala Harris
difference because see, she practices her art with anybody that will get her ahead. I'm a little more selective.
Was Kamala Harris the girl that was walking around college campuses with the mattress tied to her back?
No.
Or at work.
Is that where the girl got the idea from?
Probably.
Did a job in government.
Not a bad question.
Kamala Harris.
It's so funny. I remember that girl that she claimed she was molested or something on campus. Yeah. And see, again, it's been a couple years back probably, or maybe a year back. And she claimed that she had been molested on campus or something, and I think they actually proved the case to be false, didn't they?
They did.
And she protested.
Yeah, my recollection, which is sometimes faulty, but I think that what happened is that she slept with this guy just on a voluntary basis, and had regrets, and then her friends convinced her that she had been raped or something, and then she decided that she needed attention. I don't know if she ever actually thought she had been raped or not, but what the hell kind of person for any reason ties a mattress? The homeless don't even tie mattresses on their backs for convenience.
For real.
Like, is there not another way to like let people know you've been raped? Can you not get a Sharpie and write it on your forehead?
And honestly, what person even admits it?
Well, here you go. I've got a video.
I'm too lazy to walk around with a mattress on my back.
I've got a video here, guys.
I got halfway to the class.
For real.
I got a video here, guys, that I'm going to pull up.
Phil, you're
the one you missed last week.
Talk about rape.
Well, no, this is from YouTube.
This is the video you didn't show last week?
No, this is not the video that we did not show last week. This is three of the most effed up college campus stories of the year. So one of them is the mattress girl. Oh.
Okay.
American Sniper to questioning Columbia University's mattress girl to using Title IX, a federal law designed to end gender discrimination, to investigate feminist Professor Laura Kipnis at Northwestern. Robbie Suave is a staff editor who covers higher education and free speech issues at Reason.com. We sat down to talk with him about three of the most disturbing campus stories of the year and why there's reason to believe that the high tide of political correctness is actually receding.
Let's start first with the case of Emma Solkowitz at Columbia. She's better known as Mattress Girl. What was going on there, and how is the case shaken out?
Yeah, this is a case that's really brought a lot of renewed attention to this issue of sexual assault on campuses. In Emma Solkowitz's case, she accused a friend of hers, and they'd become lovers, Paul Nungesser, of assaulting her while they were having intercourse early on her sophomore year of college. And then months later, she made the accusations when she says that other friends of hers said they had also been assaulted by him. This is a very disputed incident. The only two people in the room were them. He says she made the whole thing up. And ultimately, the campus judiciary process did side with him and said that, he didn't do it.
So, yeah, that's the mattress girl.
Oh, my word, I'd be so embarrassed.
So she was with him for three months having sex, and then she decides, obviously he dumped her, and she
Wait,
decides
3 months and then she said it?
yeah. So if he was
I
assaulting
hate
her,
women. I do. Stupid ones.
I don't know. They give us all a bad name.
They do.
It's like the ones that put makeup on in the car. I should look at them and give them the dirtiest look. Like,
That's enough of that.
can you not?
It's not going to work.
I know, but for you, I would make a. You don't totally get dressed to your hair in the car, do you, Miss Kitty?
No, my hair just goes up in a mom bun
See,
for the most part.
That's usually me.
I don't think you have to do a whole lot to be pretty. But
I
when
actually
they
don't like
absolutely
about
are putting eyeliner on at the stoplight, then I think that we need to, just get up a little bit earlier. What can I say?
I have, back in the day, I have been known to like change pantyhose and stuff driving.
Oh, I have, but that's been when I was much younger.
I was much younger too.
Scott of West Texas, do you change and put makeup on while you're driving?
Oh, God.
Not me. Although I do drive pantless sometimes.
Oh, that is way too much information. We know that you were not very pretty, Scott.
Oh.
Hey, it gets hot here.
Put on his makeup. He's not pretty like us girls.
Exactly.
He's a preener, though. He is a preener.
Well, that's okay. A little preening never hurt anybody. What about you, Rusty? You sure been quiet. You're hoping we're not going to pick on you next.
No, definitely
Be
not.
careful, Russ.
Mm-hmm.
The less I say, the safer
The better. Taught you
Actually, there was an article today that I saw it on Wattfinger, but they've actually come up with a AI computer that can read your thoughts. It was the most eerie thing I've ever seen. This guy sitting there telling a person what he's thinking, and it was dead on. I mean,
How is that possible?
The article I read about that, Scott, the percentage is not great on average yet, but the fact that they can do it, I mean, dear God.
But how?
I didn't, I don't remember if I read enough of the article to even be able to tell you. I don't know that I know. I
Is
think
it like guessing?
with lots of different things, your perspiration, your rate of breathing, your pupil dilation. There's a lot of monitor things, but I don't know how they get the specific thought.
Right.
You did get it right.
yeah, there was a video on the page that showed the guy he had something that looked like earbuds in or something. That he was saying exactly what the other or mostly what the other person was thinking. I mean, obviously they're still developing it. This is the first story I've read about it though, so give it 5 years and we're there.
Why we don't like Alexa. I don't need anyone to listen to my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
David and I were talking this week. Somebody was mentioning, I think, on one of the scopes I watched this week, but David and I have had several instances where we've discussed something in our home, and we don't, other than our iPads and our phones, we don't have smart technology in the house. I won't allow it. But I started getting ads the very next day on things we discussed in the privacy of our own home. But no, they're not listening to you. Don't you worry. You don't have anything to hide. Don't you worry about it. You just keep on talking. Yeah, right.
That's horrifying.
It is.
Even if I had the most pure thoughts ever, like of anybody in the whole world ever, and I never thought anything that I shouldn't, or that
I don't want them to know.
I don't want them to know. That's in my head for a reason, and I should get to decide when it comes out. I don't even do that very well. Half the time what I'm thinking comes out of my mouth anyway. But I would like to be the one that does it.
Gets to decide.
Yeah, that article, I read it, and he actually went into some details about how it could destroy society. One of them was, you're always saying, to somebody, hi, how are you doing? When you really don't give a shit how they're doing. If they could read your thoughts, it's,
I care how they're doing. I just don't really want them to tell me right now.
I mean, like dating.
Sometimes it's too much detail, but...
I know.
Yeah, so like flirting would go away because, I mean, if the girl knows what you're thinking, I want to go to bed with you first thought, it kind of goes out the door, and,
Well, that's not hard to guess.
I mean, I think we kind of all know that anyway.
We all know.
Gives the element of a surprise away, huh?
Yeah, it does.
I think I must just either, I don't know. I was never good at detecting that sort of thing. I always was the girl that had like guy friends, and a couple of times I found out that my guy friend was interested in me, and it made me so sad because I had no idea. I just thought that they enjoyed my company and just like to play pool or whatever.
So you think that guys and girls can be friends?
I've always thought they could.
I did too.
If guys would stop being dickheads and wanted to
Exactly.
Or at least thinking with that appendage of their body.
Yeah.
Use the head on top, not the one below.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I think the age is 37 for guys before they're actually mature. I mean, if you talk to a guy younger than that, they only have one thing on their mind. And then there's those exceptions like
even you mature men only have one thing on your mind.
Exactly.
Let's call it
No.
37 doesn't matter.
With most of the time.
Oh God! All this talk, my mic just shriveled. My mic shrank.
Well, everybody calls me Stud Muffin for a reason.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Oh.
I mean,
It's getting really old.
He thinks he can stay out of the fray if he just sits over there in his little box quietly. But I'm watching.
I'm counting on it too.
It's the quiet ones you got to watch.
No, I'm not touching that.
That's what she said.
Ooh, bad.
I knew you were going there. I knew you were going there.
He did say that.
Oh my God. Hey, I've got a great poll for everybody. Y'all want to see?
Yes.
That's what he said.
Okay. We're going to see if I can do this. Okay. Can y'all see? No, y'all can't.
No, we can't see it
Ever
that
know
way.
how to do this?
Do you want to
Where's the light?
send it to me, Doc?
Right.
Doc, send it to me in Telegram.
I
and
would send it to you, and then you can put it on the thing. Because this is a poll, and for our audience as well as our members. Let me send this to him. We've got a poll. If you've got to pick, I want to see what the numbers are because I know which one would go for me.
Tigress, yeah. Phil D'Angelo, is that the only thing that shrank?
Breathing down my neck. I think it's Joe. Creepy Joe.
If I see Joe again, I'm coming.
Oh, Phil.
Reach for there and jerk a knot in your tail, Phil.
Phil, I put a video in the show host room that you might
Which you didn't look at.
It's very close to the last, like maybe the third from the bottom at this point, fourth or something.
Tried to tell everybody. You won't look at it.
It's Joe Biden's cat.
Oh, yes, I did see that one.
That was good.
I would love to see his cat.
Darn it.
Christy,
Yes.
Christy made you bagels, Phil.
Did you send
For
it to
a
me?
Yankee, Christy?
Did you send it to me, Doc?
Did you on him anyway?
What, Phil?
Did you send it to me, Doc?
Yeah, baby, I texted it to you. Did you get it?
Oh, for some reason when I get texts from you like that, they won't open. So you got to send it to me in Telegram.
Oh, well. All right, then.
Such a troublemaker.
I'm saying. So hard to work with. What can I say? Y'all see what I put up with now. So
I was glad to see that Mommy and Daddy got some alone time before the kids came in the room.
You left me with your father again. Oh, I'm sorry. I was laughing so hard I couldn't even hit the button to send it to you, Bill. Oh, I'm saying.
Okay.
Knocko.
Apparently, Joe Biden can enter our scopes, and he doesn't mess up the boxes.
Yeah, why is that, Bill?
I noticed that myself.
We can't move, but Joe can.
You don't
You and
move,
Scott
but
have
Joe
both
can.
broken the rules tonight, so I don't know what you're talking about. Y'all both switch places.
So,
Scott was in the middle of talking, and then boom, he's in the middle now.
Where is he? I don't see. Oh, he's still on my neck.
Yep.
I thought I felt him breathing down it. Hey, there's Bradley for Congress. Everybody in California, be sure and vote for Bradley.
Yeah.
We're going to take California back.
Yes.
okay, here's what you sent me, Doc.
The poll. Because this is of great importance. This could determine the fate of our country.
Oh, wait.
As we know it.
I got to shrink it down so they can see it.
You getting home?
I got to shrink it down so you can see it. So this is your poll. One has to go. So you run the poll, Doc. You tell them. What do you want to do?
Okay, hang on. One has to go.
Ooh.
So which one? One for pumpkin spice, if you do not like pumpkin spice, and it's got to go. Two for s'mores, which I think that would make you un-American, but okay. Three, candy corn. Or four, caramel apple.
Oh my God, that's hard.
Now,
I'd
which
go with
one, if you had
three.
to vote one to hit the road, what would it be?
Oh my God, that's
I'd
hard.
say one.
I'm a
Three.
three.
Three. Bill? Even Yankees count.
I say
Nice
I
try.
say 4 has to go. 4 has to go.
You have to be
Caramel
difficult.
apples? Are you kidding me?
I
You're
love
so un-American.
I love caramel corn.
Honestly. No
Although-
wonder they made you live in New York.
Although number 2, they've s'mored everything up, haven't they? Cereal, everything's got s'mores in it now, right?
Still,
I
that
made
doesn't count.
brownies the other day that were to die for, if y'all just wanted to know.
Would you say marijuana brownies?
Oh God.
More.
Oh,
I wonder why that made me feel funny, though.
I see a
well,
lot of
if it was-
threes.
If you had fruitcake on there, that would be an obvious choice. But
Well, you know what? I didn't used to like fruitcake, but as I've gotten older,
I like it now.
I kind of like it. But it's got to be good fruitcake. It can't be just anything.
I think.
I disagree with
Christy
this
Christie
poll.
thinks that s'mores need to go.
All right,
oh, my
guys.
goodness.
What?
I think you're wrong because
People surprise you all the time, don't they?
Doc, number 3,
Christy?
candy corn got its ass kicked. I think right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying nobody likes
Yes.
that.
No
My
one likes
sister
them.
likes them. So if y'all have any extra, y'all just send them to her, okay? She'll eat them.
Candy corn is good stuff.
yeah, and like camping and campfires would be obsolete if you can't do s'mores.
Honestly.
That's why you go camp?
Oh yeah, got to have those s'mores at
Just for
night.
the food.
I was thinking of other things, but oh well.
Did you not know that was the reason we go camping is for food?
No, I did not.
I make my list for food before I make my list for anything.
I
Well-
was thinking alone under the stars in the tent, not candy corn or s'mores or anything else.
If candy corn is gone, Halloween is over. No more Halloween. The hell with it.
I'm with that. I'm okay with that too.
Hey, I'm putting those pay meters, the pay things you have to put money in to get your candy out of. I'm putting those on the front porch for Halloween. I'm saying, I'm on a budget. I just got to get through college.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
I have to buy it ahead of time and hide it because otherwise I have to make 2 runs for Halloween candy. The first batch that you buy too far in advance that your family eats
Yeah.
before you even get to Thanksgiving. Plus, then you have to buy the backup candy that you pull out at the last second just to be able to give away.
Oh yeah,
And
that
then, of course, you
would
have
be
your
that
leftover
candy. That would be that what number 3, the corn whatever, or what was number 3?
Candy corn.
Candy
Yeah.
corn.
Yeah, that's what you give out at Halloween because you don't want this stuff.
We used to.
And what you do is I love it there. But what you do is you give 3 of them to a kid and take 1 back and say this one's going to the government.
Oh God.
No, you take
People
2
got
of them.
taxes.
You say socialism.
Yep.
hmm That's your candy haul on socialism. Give them 3 pieces, take 2 back.
Exactly.
It's just like, you know what would cure socialism on college campuses?
Let them watch you eat it.
It's like this, I'm the government. But you know what would cure socialism on or progressives on college campuses? If every class, they had to donate 60 or 70% of their points to the people that don't do so well. That would cure them really quick.
Yeah.
Did y'all see, there was it's sad. It was very sad. It's very telling, not surprising, but there was a survey that came out that was talking about 73% of conservative college-age kids have had to hide their true feelings from liberal professors in fear for their grades.
That's a big percent.
Really? Yeah, it is.
73% of the conservative kids, college-age kids, have had to hide their true viewpoint or true feelings about a subject from their professor because they feared blowback on their grades.
Imagine if none of them did. Imagine if none of them did it and just went ahead. Because you know what breeds fear is when others who feel like you are silent as well. Mm-hmm. And so everyone's afraid to talk because no one's talking. You think you're the only one or one of the very few.
Exactly.
So the first one on the dance floor and the next one, I think it was Bongino who says that the first one on the dance floor, everybody thinks they're crazy, but the second one that joins is the one that gets everybody to think, oh, this isn't so crazy after all. But like you need people to speak up so that others are brave enough. Not even just so that they're brave enough, but just so that they know they're not alone. This is speaking to someone who's not good at speaking up. I mean, I'm not good at speaking my mind.
Little off topic. Christy, you ate all the donuts and didn't leave me any.
You owe me for one jelly donut!
There you go, Christy. Thank you.
Christy, I love you.
Well,
Christy's trolling me tonight, in case you didn't notice.
I didn't speak up when it was this person because of this. I didn't speak up for that person because of this. And then there was nobody to speak up for me. That is so true. And I think that was, in the bigger picture, a very good example of where America found itself before Donald Trump taught us that it's okay to have our voice back. That what have we got to lose? Because if we're silent, we see where that got us. So everybody's got to stop being politically correct, start talking religion and politics. If we can't civilly discuss it in intimate discussions in our family or in our friends, how are we going to have a national discourse about where our country is going? That's the problem. They used it to stifle us from expressing our viewpoints in the hopes that we would think we were the minority. It wasn't because, their feelings were too tender. It was they used it as a weapon against us. We fell for it. No more. I will be silent no more. Hear me roar. I am MAGA, I am conservative, and I'm a Donald J. Trump supporter, and I'm for Donald J. Trump Jr. 2024. Just say it.
I don't know if you're for Donald Jr. 2024, if you're for Kimberly Guilfoyle for...
I love her too. She's so sassy. And girl, I am just saying, her legs go all the way up to her neck.
I miss her on the 5. I actually, that didn't, when people were talking about Don Jr. running, I didn't make that connection about Kimberly.
She'd be our FLOTUS.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I saw your comment and I was like, wow, that's true.
Her body is banging and she looks like Jessica Rabbit.
Gavin is killing himself. Gavin is killing himself.
Gavin was never attracted to her because she don't got a dick, man.
Yeah, but the fact that she's with Don Jr., it's killing him.
I think it's great because, yes, some alpha man that is up to the task has taken the reins. I'm just saying.
I think that I probably don't like Kimberly Guilfoyle very much, but that's okay.
You don't like her?
You what?
Mm-mm. I think that she's got an incredible body. I think she's pretty except for that weird fish smile. I do not like her smile.
I know it's kind of. She's got a really wide smile.
It reminds me of the Joker, like when his lips got cut right here.
Up there.
You know, whatever. But my main thing with her is I don't know. There's something about just the way she carries herself. I've just never liked her very much.
I always did.
Her hair's always like woof, 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 and
I'm like that about Dana Perino. Now, I did not like it.
Me
when
too.
When Kimberly had those two doo-doo curls that she had for the longest time on, I hated that. I hated it. It was all of her hair pulled forward. I'm like going, you have no hair in the back. I don't like that look because it's too staged. I'm just not. Of course, she still outshines me 10 ways to Sunday. So, it would be kind of sour grapes to ding her too much. But I understand she's not a classic beauty. I think her personality and everything is what makes her so cute, along with that baby body. But now I will tell you, I think Dana Perino is about as dry as a raisin. The woman's got as much personality and warmth as a raisin. I mean, I do not see what people see in her.
Yeah, nobody wants raisin in their cookies.
And she's always got that sour, arrogant, she knows better kind of attitude. And that drives me insane.
I liked her for a bit, but mostly because of the way she and Greg Gutfeld bantered back and forth. They were kind of.
I like him.
Yeah, I love Greg. He's the main reason I watch
her, but I don't know why he does. She's so dry.
And actually, Jesse Waters is pretty good too. I like him.
See, I've only watched it maybe twice since he's been on. I like him. He's not the reason I quit watching. It's just the whole
Juan
Ducks and everybody else. And you know what? I think I'm the only person in the world that actually liked Bob Beckel. I couldn't help it.
Oh God, I hated that bastard.
I think he was kind of sexy, but I don't think he was really as good as we thought he might be. We thought he was like a crusty curmudgeon, but I don't think he was very crusty. I think he was more saucy.
I was actually worried for him when he came back because, he had a heart attack. And then he comes back and you can see his face getting red and the veins in his neck standing out. And I'm like, shit, he's about to have another heart attack. And like 2 days later, he's gone.
And I've always had a big heart, whether it's good or bad, for addicts. Addicts have a place in my heart, and he was an addict. And so I felt
bad for him.
Oh, no, Christy.
Where did Beth go?
Publicly filing for divorce on Periscope. You bitch.
Who?
What happened to Beth?
Don't embarrass me anymore.
We lose Beth Duffy?
We lost Beth. Who's getting divorced on Periscope?
Christy.
I might want to watch.
Christy and me apparently are getting a divorce.
Christy, when you come to Dallas, darling, I'm going to take you to Paradise Bakery. They make the absolute to die for, none better ever in this world oatmeal raisin cookies and chocolate chip oatmeal raisin.
It's just disgusting. And you're not giving me enough sympathy.
Huh?
You're not giving me enough sympathy. Christy's my wife, and she just filed.
She divorced you. Well, you know what? You just come to Texas and I'll cook for you.
I'm not going to fix. I'm not going to fix the boxes just to see if Beth comes back.
Okay.
I would leave them for a bit.
I was going to tell Boogie that I was talking real ugly about him a while ago. It's all your fault, Boogie. My pants are going. For the love of God, woman, could you get a Chick-fil-A salad instead of a sandwich?
Is Buagi in the chat? Buagi? Boo-umper?
He's got to rewind and see what trash we've talked to him about that. We decided, Boogie, that if you're going to do a show on food, that you need to warn us ahead of time, number one, where we can save our calories for that special occasion, and that we can go get it and enjoy it while you're talking about it instead of having our mouths salivate the whole time.
That's right, Buagi.
Your tongue out at me.
I'm just saying, we're going to have to get on to him. I mean, whose side is he on? Absolutely. What are you over there giggling about, Yankee?
I'm just talking about Buagi Bumper.
Oh, Tigress, I'll help you solve the jeans problem when you're gaining weight. I've just found if your pants get too tight, just don't wear any. Solves that problem right there. Unless you have to leave the house. They frown on it. I don't know why, but they frown on it if you go without it. Of course, Scott could probably give us personal stories about that.
Oh, absolutely.
You could always do the pregnancy trick. When your pants start getting too big, you take a rubber band and loop it around slide it through the buttonhole, and then hook it back to the button again. And as long as that rubber band will stretch, you're good.
Well, I would, but you know what? I just need to suck it up and just quit eating so darn much.
But you have to stop
when I get to that point,
do that.
If I have to do a pregnancy loop on my pants, I'd be embarrassed. I'm saying. But you can call me late, but not late for supper. Just saying.
No.
Never met a good calorie I didn't like.
Oh gosh, there's a lot of.
So what other winning? Hey, what was? We never talk about this kind of thing. What was your absolutely most favorite winning moment this week? What I know it was kind of a slow news week as far as some things go, but what was the thing that happened this week or in the last few weeks that tickled you to death? Just made you delighted on the inside.
For me, it was this ridiculous Sharpie gate.
Oh no, he got proven
with the
right.
hurricane. Yeah, and then he they come at him and say he's lying, and then he retweets a clip from them saying Alabama too.
That was something because they thought he was so stupid. Honestly, just irritates me to no end.
One thing that's funny or whatever is several years ago, I can't remember how many, but there was a hurricane that was coming, and they weren't sure exactly where it was going to hit. Of course, that's always the case. It's coming up the Gulf, and it was potentially going to hit New Orleans, or it might hit Mobile. It's somewhere in between there. The Weather Channel. And this did not offend me or make me sad in any way before I say this, but this is just the dumbest thing. The Weather Channel, the people who, like, you have to have a general idea of geography by the time you pass the classes to be a meteorologist. So they were talking about where this hurricane was going to hit, and they were saying it might be over here, it might be over there. And then they said, or it might hit the landmass between Mobile and New Orleans. That landmass is called Mississippi. It's a fucking state. It's not like some
nebulous landmass out there floating in the ocean. They mislabeled. Didn't they mislabel one of the states this week on CNN?
They mislabeled.
I think that is so funny.
Well, didn't they?
They put Alabama, they put the name Mississippi on top of Alabama, and I can't help but think that was done on purpose because Trump cannot be correct. And so it wasn't going to hit Alabama, it was probably going to hit Mississippi, and look how far Alabama is. And
well, didn't they do that? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
When they did that, didn't they do the same thing, but they were like pointing at like the Bahamas as it's going to hit Alabama? And I think that was CNN.
I don't know.
I just seen a tweet on it.
I missed some of that. And I don't care if he did get out a Sharpie. I mean, if he did, then that would be really stupid. And I was looking at it and I was like, oh, man alive. If he did this shit, I'm embarrassed. And maybe I've been misjudging him all this time.
They said it was somebody. They didn't ever name who did it, but it was somebody in the somebody that had access to the office before he came in.
I said that really was.
But it was included. So he's been vindicated. But of course, they'll never play that. You know, they'll just leave the other hanging out there for him to look like a fool. I have just learned that whenever they say something like that, I immediately just discount it. I don't even take it in. I figure if it's true, I'll learn about it later, but I don't even get upset about it because They're liars. I mean, they don't even mind flat out lying.
No, they don't.
It's amazing.
So Beth Duffy got kicked out of Zoom for some reason. She can't get back in. So I'm not sure what that is, why that happened. But I sent her a link. We'll see if that works. See, the Zoom has AI, and it knows when you talk bad about Phil, so it kicks you out, and it won't let you back in.
By the way, in the chat, Bonnie Kirk says, no pants will get you thrown out of Chick-fil-A for sure. That's why I thank God for Drive Up.
They do frown on that. I have found. I've learned to check, make sure I have them on before I leave the house. See if I got my keys, if I got my purse, if I got my sunglasses. Oh, I have pants on. Yay, I'm out of the game.
I ain't never had no Chick-fil-A. What's that?
Oh, man, it's the best stuff ever.
You have been deprived. You haven't really, have you? I mean, you've had Chick-fil-A, haven't you?
No. They don't have it up
here. Never, ever?
No. They don't have it here.
Yeah, and I think I just read where they overtook McDonald's, or one of the big chains.
They did. They took over the most favorite fast food chain in America. They beat McDonald's.
And they sell more per restaurant. Like,
yes.
Chick-fil-A sells more per restaurant than McDonald's. McDonald's still has a much higher share of the market, just because of how many restaurants
they sell more. They have a killer business model. So if you're wanting to be a franchise owner and operator, I'm telling you, it's very, very strenuous competition for that, and they're very, very high dollar franchises. But you will work your butt off, but you will make money hand over fist, because even like this week, where was it? Canada opened up a Chick-fil-A this week, and they had a few protesters out protesting it, because it's the third most LGBT friendly supposedly place in Canada, and they still had people started lining up at 2:00 in the morning for their Chick-fil-A sandwiches. That was us after Boogie Scope. Open.
Yeah, there was a video that I saw earlier that showed protesters, at the Chick-fil-A, they had a die-in or something. They were protesting, and it showed all these line of people just stepping over them.
I know. I'd be walking on top of them. They said their signs, the protester signs, they thought they were being so ingenious, said, "Cluck off." Oh, ow. That hurt so bad. Ooh, don't know if I'll recuperate. Don't know if I'll ever get over it. The trauma. I might not be able to work tomorrow.
Chicken phobes.
People like the chicken, and I like it Chick-fil-A style.
Hey, Beth, try restarting and then restarting your PC or whatever you're using, your phone, and then try the link again.
See, the closest Chick-fil-A we have is like an hour, 2 hours away.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'd drive for it, actually. I mean, sorry to say, but I probably would. Phil, I'll see if there's some way we can send you some, darling. I don't know how we get it there and edible, but Lord have mercy, we cannot allow you to be deprived like that in the United States of America.
I feel like we all need to find one person who's never had a Chick-fil-A and then somehow ship them just a Chick-fil-A sandwich and the fries.
I mean, it is a unique.
Yeah, but you gotta have the waffle fries.
Yeah, and their chicken does have a unique flavor. It's all steam pressure.
Peanut oil is the difference. It's cooked.
Yeah, and they do a high steam pressure cooker with it.
Yes, they do. I worked for them. That was the first real job I got when I was 14 years old. Miss Russell let me go to work for her, even though I wasn't really supposed to.
You worked for Chick-fil-A?
Uh-huh. When they were only in the malls before they were freestanding. But I'm telling you, that woman she taught me a work ethic like you would not believe. She was the toughest businesswoman I have ever seen, honestly. But she would yell at us. People, back then, we didn't have freestanding Chick-fil-A's. So at 10 o'clock in the morning, the line would be out the door waiting on us to open. And it would be like that until we closed at 9 o'clock at night. And I mean, she would be after us to the yelling and getting, because they know how to hustle business through. You do not wait a long time there.
I went, like I said, just last Thursday, I went and there were probably 15 cars ahead of me. And I am 100% sure that I was from the back of the line to the time I carried my bag away, no more than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because because the way they had it, they've got 2 lines. And so you just sort of like get in whichever one you want. And they had someone within like an iPad sort of thing saying, what do you want? And I told them what I wanted. They said it much nicer than that. And I tell you what they want, and they say, okay, it'll be such and such, pay the next person. And you go, there's a person standing there under an umbrella, and they take your money. And the next thing, somebody's giving you a bag of food. It's incredible.
There she is.
Hi, she's back.
Now, warning to Beth Duffy. Don't say anything about Phil, or my AI will kick you out.
And you said the lemonade is good, and their ice cream is to die for. It's called Ice Dream. I could make it in my sleep for years because I worked there and made it so much, but I've kind of lost it. I have the basic recipe in my mind though, so I think I could probably do it.
Yeah, I was talking to Beth the other day. My favorite ice cream confection is chocolate covered cherry blizzard at Dairy Queen. Those are to die for.
Yes, I second that. I used to send John to get those all the time, and I don't think they make them anymore. Well, I haven't tried actually in a long time.
Yeah, it's not really on the menu like their options, but if you say it, they have, or at least where I've gone and it's not on the menu, they still have it. They just, for some reason, don't put it on the menu.
They call it
chocolate covered cherry?
Chocolate covered cherry blizzard, yeah.
Well, the one I'm talking about was called Choco Cherry Love. I wonder if that was the same thing.
Might be, but it was a blizzard anyway. You know, the blizzards, they come in different, whatevers.
I make homemade Butterfinger ice cream. It is to die for. Have you ever had Butterfinger ice cream? Or Big Red ice cream is really good too.
Ooh, I haven't had that. Although my mom got a hold of a Big Red, the drink, right? Is what you're talking about. My mom got a hold of a recipe for a birthday for a cake. And I don't eat cake and sweets very much, but I love a Big Red cake. And
I may have a recipe for that.
It kind of tastes like
really good.
Velvet, the red velvet type cakes or whatever that's called. It's kind of tastes like, or that kind of a texture. But it's Big Red. It's what they use.
I'm not the only one who hasn't had Chick-fil-A because a lot of people
have to take a trip next weekend.
Sorry. Yeah. A lot of people in the chat are saying that they have not had Chick-fil-A. Well, here is the only thing I know about Chick-fil-A. And I got a video of Chick-fil-A for those people who have never had it.
How many people have not ever had it? Pernell says Snickers ice cream is good too. I bet that would be.
Ooh, a frozen Snickers. I mean, a Snickers bar like in the
we stopped serving breakfast. The ice cream Snickers.
Got a video played.
Good.
I want breakfast.
Well, you can't have it. We're not serving it.
So you said.
Chick-fil-A.
Is that the manager?
Yeah.
Calling up.
Could I speak to him, please?
Sure. Rick, there's a customer that would like to speak with you.
Is that Chick-fil-A?
Yes, I'd like some breakfast.
We stopped serving breakfast.
I know you stopped serving breakfast, Rick. Sheila told me you stopped serving breakfast. Why am I calling you by your first names? I don't even know who you are. I still call my boss Mister. I worked for him for 7.5 years, but I walk in here all of a sudden, total stranger. I'm calling you Rick and Sheila like we're in some kind of AA meeting. I don't want to be your buddy, Rick. I just want a little breakfast.
Well, you can call me Miss Folsom if you want to.
Sheila, we stopped serving breakfast at 11:30.
11:33.
Rick, have you ever heard the expression?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here I am, the customer.
That's not right. You have to order something from the lunch menu.
I don't want lunch. I want breakfast.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm really sorry, too. Calm down. Just calm down, everybody. Just sit down. Sit down over there. Hey. Mister. Where are you going? No. You sit down there and you finish your lunch. Come on. Everybody just relax and take it easy. Come on. Let's eat your lunch, please. Eat your lunch. You all need your vitamins A's and B's and C's. No, it's an accident. It's an accident. There's an accident. The trigger, it's sensitive. It's okay. It's all right. It's just, it's a sensitive trigger. Rick, could I have my breakfast, please?
Yes, sir. Sheila?
Rick, Miss Folsom.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
You know what? You were right. I think I've changed my mind. I'm gonna have some lunch. Could I have a double whammy burger with cheese? You getting this?
Yes, sir.
And an order of whammy fries. And, let me see, a chocolate wham shake.
Yes, sir. Sheila, get his order.
Rick, could you get it for me, please? I feel more comfortable now calling you Rick after all we've been through together. How you doing? Enjoying your meal? How about you, son? Was it good? And you, man? How's the food? I think we have a critic. I don't think she likes the special sauce, Rick. That's a joke. Now, here we go. Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about. Turn around, look at that. You see what I mean? It's plump, it's juicy, it's 3 inches thick. Now, look at this sorry, miserable Russian thing. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture? Anybody? Anybody?
Now, does Chick-fil-A look like that? That flat little thing?
Nope.
Nope.
It's so good.
Are you gonna? Are you lying to me, Doc?
Find where to get you deprived people taken care of.
Yeah, that's not depictive of it, really. I mean, the chicken itself is a...
That looks like one of those left-wing live nuts, doesn't it? Going on. Remember that was from that movie Falling Down? I thought that was a terribly depressing movie. Did y'all?
I didn't ever see it.
That guy, yeah, the guy was a defense contractor who lost his job.
Where did Rusty and Beth go?
I don't know. We lost everybody.
Good lost gracious. They really are hitting us hard tonight, aren't they? Can y'all come back?
He lost his signal, Rusty.
Well, come back. And Miss Beth, I don't know. I think we've had trouble with the with Twitter and Periscope because earlier tonight I did a little promo and I was having some trouble. So yes, Purnell says that plus the employees are very nice to you, Bill. So it's about exactly the opposite of what was in that one.
Well, I'm not going to move any of the boxes, and we'll see if they come back. Iceman lost his single. Tried to come back. Beth tried to come back. Beth did come back for a minute, but we lost her again.
Yeah, and I noticed I Zoom pretty much every day with people, and lately it has been like kicking me or the other person or one of the other people out just randomly, and then reconnects. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just started with that new upgrade they had about 2 weeks ago or something like that. So I think there's a glitch.
Is that what it is? Maybe one of the fixes will be coming through.
Yeah, because before I never got kicked off, and lately, like every 20, 30 minutes, I just get kicked off. Even if I'm the one hosting the meeting, which really kind of screws it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think so.
Let's see if they come back.
Yeah, generally, when you're talking about Popeyes, they're not really even close to like a Chick-fil-A. Totally different.
Well, aren't they in a war? I heard that on the radio the other morning, that Chick-fil-A and Popeyes are in a war over
They've
who's
had a chicken
got
sandwich
the best
war.
chicken. Yeah.
They've been saying real snarky things to each other on the tweet and everything. It's been very funny.
Yeah, I'll take Chick-fil-A any day.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Over anyone else, yeah.
Fritzy is saying that she thinks 8chan's coming back in a few days. I've heard that as well, that they're hopeful that now that he's testified that they were just working on a few fixes for some issues, and that it was going to come back. Is that what you've heard?
Well, that's what the owner said.
Yeah, they were down voluntarily. They could have come back up, is what I understand. Scott, do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It
was the owner of the 8chan board. He was before Congress on Thursday, and then Fox News did an interview with him that was very good. I thought the guy was well spoken. He talks kind of slow and thinks about what he's saying.
You're talking about that? Was it the Fox did an interview? Or are you talking about the Jack Posobiec OANN video? I mean, interview.
I'm sorry. It's the OA. You're right. I got it wrong.
I just thought maybe I missed it.
There's like 3 clips out there of that, during that interview, and I thought that it was very good and telling. And he's the one that did say it'd be back up, in a couple of days or a week at the most or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would know.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, so my understanding is they were asked not to get back online until after the hearing, and that they voluntarily agreed to do that. But hearing his answers and how he feels about not being up, and he seems like a very sincere man. When he says the things that he says, I truly feel like he's not just spitting shit. I think he means it. And he says that like people in Hong Kong who need to be able to communicate with each other, they're not getting the support from each other that they are used to getting, which isn't much, I guess. But then like the people in France, like the yellow vests, like all this they're not getting the support that they need. And these are things like, if you're a pro democracy person or a pro freedom person, you should want these people to be able to communicate with each other and to be able to get the support that they don't get, because mainstream media acts like what they're doing isn't even happening, especially the yellow vest stuff in France. So he seems sincere. And then Jack Posobiec asked him like if he had any kind of proactive measures in mind for what he could do to prevent these things from happening, from posted. His answer made me so proud. He said proactivity this is not a direct quote, but he basically said proactivity is not even an American concept. The idea of being proactive in order to prevent someone from saying what they want to say, that's not even an American concept. That's not freedom. Like if you look at the First Amendment and our free speech and the fact that like our speech is supposed to be almost unlimited as to what we're allowed to say, for good or bad, whether you like it or not, that's how it's supposed to be. And if you go by those rules and by those principles, then it's not his business or anybody else's business to try to be proactive to prevent us from speaking a certain thing. So he's like, no, I'm not gonna deal with it on the before you say it end. I'll deal with it on the after you say it end. He did. Did y'all hear me growl?
I'll stand with him. If it's not violence, threatening violence, then you should feel free. Now, doesn't mean it's going to win friends and influence enemies, but you have the right to be stupid in America.
Well, you do. And another thing he said is, he said speech is like He said speech is insightful. Yes, speech does incite. But and I'm carrying what he said further than how he said it. But this is what I think I think that I'm saying what he believes. Speech can incite to good. It can incite to bad. So just because speech is insightful doesn't mean it's always inciting people for violence or inciting them to riot or to mass murder or whatever. You can incite someone to good. You can incite someone to just neutral stuff. I'm going to shut up because I can't stop talking.
No, what you're saying is right.
This makes me so mad.
She said, if we can't debate things in the light, they will enslave us in the dark. And that's the truth. That's what is almost happened to America. We were that close to losing everything because we are so passive. We always think that it's not our right, our place, our duty to say something, and that somebody else is going to fight for our rights, that somebody else will step up and do something when we're not even willing to do it. And that, frankly, is what motivated me to get involved in social media. Is just I don't have a right to criticize if I'm not doing something to try to help.
Very true. Very true. Yep.
Even if it's in any capacity, it doesn't have to be. There's no one set way to help our cause. It's the fabric that we make, or the tapestry we make, as all of us, our experiences and our beliefs and our common love for our country that unites us and makes us such a rich tapestry, all different, shimmering in the wind, blowing like in the wind, like I always say, like a spider's web. It can blow us, but we don't break because the glue that binds us is so strong. It's in the fabric of our beings. And so the thing that they try to use against us, we need to marvel at. It's one of a kind, because there's no other movement that has all of us, with all of our history, with everything that we're bringing to the table, that will ever look like this movement again. So again, I'm going to have to disagree with AOC. She said there's never been a more woke generation before her generation. That's bullshit. And not only have our generations fought for this country in the past before she was even alive to know better, but we're continuing. I'm level 57, AOC, and I'm still not giving up. So kiss my grits.
Amen.
With that said, I'm going to lighten things up. Grandma Smith sent me something in the telegram. I'm going to put it up on the screen.
Oh, yeah, look good.
I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
And I know you guys can't see it, but she sent me a photo too. And it should be popping up. I do. Yeah, Grandma Smith sent us a photo.
That was creepy with that eye thing.
Is that what they've been talking about? I saw that Frank, quite frankly, had a show that he called it Bloody Biden Bloody. Is that what he's talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, his eyes, it literally started bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
turned
pretty
red.
common, they said, for under stress or different circumstances. Plus, guys, he's elderly. He may be on blood thinners or something like that. Because normally you may have a small area like on the side, but his whole eye practically got black. And I think it was in. I'm thinking maybe he's got some kind of, because he had those aneurysms. He may be on blood thinners, and that may be why.
First thing that came to my mind was, and I don't know if y'all followed this particular part of the HM boards where, they've got all these Satan worshipers and the ties and all that stuff all throughout Hollywood and politicians, and they've got photographs of pretty much all the major people, celebrities and politicians, and they have their left eye bruised and brown at one point. It's some kind of a ritual.
Even to Pope Francis or Pope whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's kind of eerie.
Mm-hmm. And notice a lot of times if it's not bruised, like what's his name that retired? I hated him. I mean, not really, but you know what I'm saying. The one that ran before Pelosi. What's his head that retired? Had the supposed issue with
Harry Reid.
Exercise machine.
Harry Reid.
Harry Reid.
Yes.
Even he had it. I mean, every one of them.
Yeah, the Bushes, Clintons. I mean, all of them.
Always the left eye.
Always the left eye.
McCain.
I saw a really good deep dive on that. They went over it on. I can't remember if it was Spicy Cats or Good Dog and Radix when they had their show on Patriot Supplex. It is scary, the depths that some of these people go to. I mean, the red shoes and the weird stuff. I mean, you can really get into some deep stuff with all that. Which I'm sad to say, I think that there's enough reason out there to consider it as a viable, proposal or alternative.
I think, Doc, in Joe Biden's case here, I think he's elderly. He's an elderly man. So,
And he's had aneurysms. He's had all sorts of health issues. I think Biden is just Hillary 2.0. I'm sorry.
Yep. They threw him up there, and he's really not well.
He's about as likable as Hillary. And when I see him, all I can think of is those female Secret Service agents that he had when he was vice president that complained that he made them, he swam in the nude and walked around in the nude all the time, even though he knew they found it offensive and would come up and talk to him and stuff, but they'd have to look at him. I just can't ever get past that. I'm sorry, that made him a perv in my eyes from then on.
That's good. I never heard that.
Yeah, and he had female Secret Service around him too.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. They were all griping because when his wife was not home, he would swim in front of them naked and come back and get out and talk to him and walk around naked. When they registered complaints about it, he would go out of his way to torment them, so they were afraid to say anything.
Doc, you're not from the South. You said naked. It's naked. He swam naked.
Honey, I'm naked when I don't have clothes on. I don't know what you are.
I'm naked. Scott's naked from the waist down right now.
I don't want to hear it. That is too much information.
I'm naked. You're naked.
His brother Timmy. He's a brother from another mother.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry. I think it's.
That's for you, Grandma Smith.
I'm not sure if I say her name right, but I think it's Delia. She's saying that the bruise is from adrenochrome injections, and then Fritz is saying the Queen also had blood in her eye or blood-filled eye. So what's the suggestion that that gets injected into their eye, or that it just comes out an orifice and it happens to be eye?
I read there was a ritual involved, and
I've not heard that. I've heard that it was part of a ritual as well, Scott.
I mean, I know that like punching them in the eye, there's a ritual that has to do with punching them in the eye, but I'm thinking about like Biden, his wasn't bruised, his eyeball was bleeding.
No,
yeah, I'm just wondering if it was a.
There's a medical name for it, but it's a harmless condition. I mean, it happens to a lot of people. You'll go to sleep, allergies a lot of times, or stress. But people, I think it really is more indicative of maybe it burst because of the stress or whatever. But I think the reason it filled up with blood like that so much more than what seems like the norm for people that have that condition is because he's on blood thinners. So when it burst, it just bleeds out. Because he had 2 brain aneurysms that he had cut out back in '86 before they had the. I think Hanty covered that, or somebody this week. That there's a new procedure that they take care of his aneurysms now compared to what he did. He had the actual brain surgery to have it corrected. So later on, after they do that, they tend to have some issues.
The Democrats are in trouble because Joe's not going to make it. He's not going to make it through next summer. No. There's no way.
Yeah, he called the President Hump yesterday.
Did he really?
Yeah.
How embarrassing. And the current group, guys, assuming, let's just take out, there's always going to be somebody that says Michael Obama or something like that. But let's just say that we've only got our current group of contenders. Who do you think is going to be the final person left standing?
I just laugh when I think about any one of them standing up there talking to China or another foreign nation.
I laugh when I think of them standing squaring off against POTUS. But who do you think their nominee's going to be?
Sad to say, I think Harris.
I was about to say Harris.
Oh, you think? I think it'll be Pocahontas.
Ew.
If it was of the current group.
Yeah, she's the one trending right now, and she's the one that had the biggest crowd. I mean,
she's got the most excitement behind her.
37.
Harris has been dropping in the polls, not dropping to her knees, but dropping in the polls.
There's always that factor, that attractiveness factor, and you have to always consider that for some reason the pretty people get in, or the relatively pretty people. And so to me, you take that and then you do the policies and the way they present themselves. It's all superficial.
But Kamala's been dropping like a rock.
Warren reminds me of Hillary. She's angry all the time. Warren's just angry. She's just an angry person. She's never happy, never smiles. She's always like this, thrusting her fists and everything. She may end up on the top because the Democrat Party has moved so far left now that they have no choice but to put somebody on the far left up. Joe is going to fail miserably in the next few months.
Yeah, and I saw a headline a while ago.
There's dirt coming out on Kamala about some things she did when she was, what was she in California?
AG.
Attorney General, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever she was, I mean, she dealt with them. I think that there's some dirt that they said maybe coming out on her.
You talking about when she had the people who exposed Planned Parenthood? She had them raided?
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Kimmy.
You're right I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Biden
I just don't think Kamala's much of a threat. But I think anybody they pick, they don't have anybody that can withstand one blistering debate from POTUS. I mean, honestly.
I can't wait for the debates. It's going to be great. And I saw an article today. It was on Wattfinger. I've just read the headline. It said that Warren and Hillary Clinton are teamed up now. I don't know in what way, though.
I was going to ask. I think that the only person that could really almost go up against the president, debate-wise, would possibly, maybe, would be Tulsi Gabbard. I think she's the only one who could potentially hold her own on the debate stage.
I agree.
And I think that she has been kind enough that he would have to be more careful with her, and so that he didn't look like he was just being an asshole.
And because she's a veteran.
Well, the problem is she's never going to get there because the Democrat Party,
they're not going to put
Tom
her
Perez isn't even close to backing her. So they want
the Bernie on her.
Perez wants somebody.
It was all because
left.
she went on that. She had to go for duty for two months. She's military, or 2 weeks. She's military. And, they base the debate invites on contributions, different, from small donor, large donor. Anyway, there's a long formula to get in. And she missed 2 weeks of that process.
Right.
And so that's
I don't think that.
pushing.
Yeah, I don't think that they'll put her up. I just think that if they were smart, they would.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
she was the one I thought had the best chance to be like you, Kimmy.
Because she's not a
I mean, they
bitch.
say that Biden's up 12 points over Trump in the polls. I mean, that's just freaking ridiculous. There is no way.
You can't even pay attention to that right now.
Fritz posted something, posted a comment, and I can't scroll back to it, but I wanted us to talk about it.
Barbara Bush.
She says, did y'all catch the convo about Barbara Bush? Yeah.
No, being a man.
That.
I didn't hear that. Now, I do know, I've heard several, now I don't know how much credence to give them, but I have heard several people allude to the fact that she was just as big a crook as her husband. Because I really think that George Bush Sr. was, he was former CIA. I think he was probably involved in Kennedy's assassination, and I think he was bad deep state. And I think his son followed in his footsteps, but he doesn't have the cojones that Daddy did.
I would love to know what that note was that they got it.
Do you think we'll ever find out?
Man, I would love.
I doubt it.
Not at this point, I don't think we will. At one point, I thought we
want to
would.
know? Don't they know that?
Oh, shoot. Oh, you remember the Q post when it was a long time ago, but it was when Q was talking about McCain, and he said he was first of all throwing out the possibility that there was no surgery and that there was no illness, and that anyway, but he was asking who is on the board of directors of the hospital. What hospital is it that he went to?
Oh, you're talking about the one out in California?
No, I think it's Texas.
No.
Is it California?
No, didn't he go to John Hopkins?
Yes.
Yeah.
The board of directors, Barbara Bush was on that board of directors, and
Yeah.
there was some kind of connection that Q was trying to get us to find, and I'm sure others found it, and I just didn't know that they did, and so I didn't. But the idea of her being on that board of directors was.
There's somebody else that was also on the board of directors that that Q pointed to in that same time frame. I know I saw several scopes on it, and I have forgotten it. I have slept since then. Bill, do you mind me asking you a question? Did I just see you put a coat on, a jacket?
Yeah.
What temperature is it there? Don't say it's so chipper. Yeah.
It's probably
It's like you're.
probably 47 degrees.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Do you know what it was here today?
What?
100. With the heat index at probably 115. Oh, dear Lord. I don't even like you anymore. I used to like you.
It's 87 degrees even right now here.
I think you're showing off myself. Can you believe that?
Last week somebody wanted me to take my shirt off and I'm putting a coat on.
Oh my gosh. I was sitting there going, what's he doing? He was sweating last week, and now this week he's putting a jacket on.
I'm Texas too. Get a dog, little Arnie. Get a dog. Dog, little Arnie.
There's Doc Martin, the squirrel.
Mr. Horsey night or darling dim, whenever they have to be over double stupid Texas. Hey Patrick, what am I now?
That is terrible.
Stupid? No, I'm Texas. What's the difference?
Aren't you humorous?
Oh. Yeah,
You
it's
just cried. It's okay.
Gotta love SpongeBob.
Everybody loves SpongeBob.
my son watches it all the time, so he thinks it's fun.
My husband can do it, except for Sandy Cheeks, who my daughter does a great impression of her. But David can do every other voice in there. He can do Barney, he can do SpongeBob, he can do Mr. What's his
You're
name?
almost finished. Click the continue button, and then click add to get
He's
started.
done them all. It's so funny.
You're almost finished. Click the continue button.
Stop. I just was.
What are we continuing?
I was checking the temperature. It's 53. Sorry.
My heart bleeds for you. It'll probably be 100. If we're lucky, it'll be 102 or 100 by midnight.
Fritz Ader says that cartoon is grating as fuck.
And it's what?
Grating as fuck.
Fritzy.
This ain't no pirate. This ain't Mrs. Rogers' Neighborhood. This ain't the electric company. This ain't no.
No Electrolux. Kimmy, you are reading something because you've got way too serious a look on your face. This is Saturday Night Girl. Give it up. Come on.
I think I am going to give it up. I'm not very good. I think I am going to give it up. I'm not very good at research, to be perfectly honest. I was trying to find out who we were talking about that was on the board of directors.
It was.
It's okay.
Oh, Kimmy, I knew you would ask me. Let me think on it for just a minute. It was somebody, because they said that if you notice, all of the celebrities and a lot of the politicians all go to the same hospital for treatment. Like, I want to say that they tied Ginsburg to it, you know, because Q had said that she is receiving, just to be able to function, that she is receiving off the market drugs that the deep state has got her on to you know, just keep her alive and functioning, because nobody can go through what that woman has gone through. My uncle just died of pancreatic cancer. You do not escape unscathed like that. There is something amiss. I'm just saying.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Something afoot in Denmark.
For sure. Well, all right, since it's Saturday night, I'm going to put that away.
Put that away. Where's your favorite libation?
It's right. Well, this is not my favorite, but it's one of them.
What you drinking?
Corona.
Fresco.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
It's good.
What is it?
It's basically a Corona with yummy stuff in it. There's noise.
Forever Deplorable saying something about Cedar Sinai. I was thinking it was John Hopkins.
I don't know if it's Johns Hopkins or not. Maybe I can look it up. No, I'm not going to look it up.
Maybe. I can't remember. You know, you read so much and you take so much in that, unfortunately, you know, just like with the Mattress Girl, it gets lost in the shuffle. There's just so much to keep up with all the time.
I know. It just kind of clogs
and
your
I don't have that much empty space in my head.
I do.
I have plenty of space to fill up. So
Honey, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get rid of stuff as fast as I can.
This is my shirt. It is MSU. It's the first day of SEC, or not SEC, the first day of college football. And so this is exciting.
Did Tech play? I thought we played. No, it didn't.
Tech came on at 7 o'clock.
This is not about.
We had a game last week.
Not about.
Yeah, Tech is playing UTEP right now. They started at 7 o'clock our time, Central.
Who are we playing? What's
UTEP? I don't know. I haven't kept up with it. I just know they're playing.
Kimmy, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off? Did I misunderstand you?
Yeah. No, you didn't misunderstand me, but you took the spotlight off of my team and put it on yours.
I'm sorry. Yay! Your team, the MSU people. I don't know what your mascot is, but whatever you are, as long as you're not playing Tech, yay you!
Hey you! It's the Bulldogs, and they played USM, and we won. And I did not know that. I had to ask my husband, who did we play, and did we win? And so that I could at least report to everybody whether we did or not, because I knew everybody was wondering.
Well, I just hope we do as good in football as we did in basketball and baseball. And last year, Tech did something, I can't remember, they went to the Nationals in almost every sport. I mean, they really did good.
Maybe it is Sears. Yeah, we don't do so good in anything. Well, we're okay in everything. We're just not great. But that's all right.
Let's see here.
Sorry, I was trying to run it. I have so many devices, I can't tell which one I'm typing on. I was typing on my keyset here, and it's really on the computer up here. It gets confusing.
Oh.
Rusty, are you having freezing problems on Zoom? I think everybody's had some technical problems tonight.
I'm missing half of the conversations.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
That is so hard.
Hey, my team won today.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
5-1.
By the way, the Texas Tech game, they're finishing up the third quarter right now. Texas Tech is up 31-0.
Wow. We must have a good team because didn't we just beat the snot out of that team last week?
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying it was like a stomping. Sometimes you feel sorry for them. Just for not for long. I like to win. I love my coach.
And we got a new coach and a new quarterback, so. Yeah. And we actually got a kicker. We got a kicker that can actually make the field goal. My God, we lost like 4 games last year due to our kicker alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just looked it up. It's the Mayo Clinic.
It was the Mayo Clinic. That's right, Kenny. I said that on everything, but yes, it is. That is. But does it show who was on the board besides Barbara?
I just looked at the Q post just to see.
I wish I could find that deep dive or think about where I saw that deep dive on that. It was really, really good. It was very interesting. The thing about it is, just like with everything else, they all feed off of each other. They're all on the boards. They all intermarry. They date. They all do things in hordes. The web. I absolutely wonder how sometimes POTUS cannot look at the whole web of everything, all the evil and the dirty stuff that he must know that's gone on, and not just be sick at heart about humankind.
The family ties is what blows my mind. Mm-hmm. You know, with all of the rich and famous.
Surprising and all retarded. Although maybe they are, maybe that's why they've all got bug eyes. Why is it everybody on the left has bug eyes?
That's a very good question. Maybe because they're all shocked at how stupid they are.
Yes, Delia, excuse me. Delia.
Have you been to the Chris Mack School of Broadcasting as well?
Moment. Oh, I mean, excuse me.
Delia, maybe?
Yes, she was treated at Slum Catering, but prior to that, she had been treated at the Mayo Clinic for some of her other ailments. And they had done a deep dive about who was on the board and some of the protocols that they could snag and kind of make sure that you get treatments that are not available and things of that nature. But it was a very interesting deep dive. I think they're all interrelated.
Just in case the viewers are wondering, we all went to this Chris Mack School of Broadcasting this week for a training session on how to say names. Right, D-Nice?
We do, honey. That's the one thing we can agree on is I have had a bad case of it tonight. I need to engage my brain before I open my mouth. And it's not D-Nice, by the way. Just say no.
Apparently we got McDaddy in here. He's just not saying anything. Or McBaby, I guess it should be here.
That's the longest Chris Mack's been quiet in a long time. He's on. He must be tired. He's on 23 hours of the day on autopilot.
Well, he fell asleep on James and Boogie, didn't he? I missed that. I don't know how.
Did he really? I missed
that.
Yeah, he did.
He fell asleep on camera.
Yes,
he's in Laredo right now, giving University of UTEP, I guess it was. But he's down there doing a lecture for a couple of days.
Chris Mack is.
Yeah, he's in Texas right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he doesn't fall asleep during the lecture.
He texted me and told me he was coming through Texas, and was telling me where he was going to be and asked me if I could jaunt out and meet him. And I said, well, I surely would, but I don't even think I have enough time in the weekend, Chris, because you're going to Brownsville. That's 9 hours from where I am. I'd have to drive one day to get there, say hello, get back in the car, and drive back the next day in order to be back at work on Monday. I was going, so no, I probably can't. In Texas, we measure everything not by miles, but the number of hours of driving that it takes to get there.
Yeah, people don't realize. I mean, I'm 10 hours driving to Houston from Amarillo.
Yep. I'm 14 hours from, we were 14 hours from, where was it? Somewhere way down south. Daddy wanted to go to the ocean. And I was going, oh my Lord. That's just, I mean, you can drive forever. And I did not know, this is how silly I am. I did not know that up north you could drive through 3 or 4 states in a day or an hour. I don't know. How do you people function up there?
In the Northeast.
Everything be so convenient.
Just get on a pogo stick and be in another state.
No. Honey, we don't like neighbors. We like to spread out in Texas.
I'm in Texas. I'm like, oh, there she is. Hey, Beth.
Oh my God, I am so upset.
Oh,
the modem dropped and nothing is working now.
Oh, Hot Rod Girl says Chris did excellent. That he was given the lecture. He did excellent. Of course he did.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yes. And you know what? I'm so glad he's doing it because, guys, if there's ever a sector of our society that we really need to take back for our future, it's our educational institutions.
Agreed.
I mean, that is where we're losing the battle, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted Scott on. And we need to aim to highlight how important it is for us to fight back and win our youth back with facts.
To me, that's the number one issue right now.
Right.
What'd you say, Scott? I'm sorry?
To me, that's the number one issue, and it scares the hell out of me.
There's so many number one issues, I don't even know how you hardly prioritize them. When you really start putting it down, you know, on paper, there are so many priorities. I don't know how it doesn't drive. That I would be like POTUS. I would, if I was the president, I would be vibrating with tension all the time. I'd never sleep. I'd be awake 24/7 worried about everything. But he doesn't seem to.
He's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What, he gets by on 4 hours of sleep a night or something?
Yeah, I think so. And it takes a lot more than that for me. They say to get, 7 hours of sleep, 8 if you're ugly.
Yeah, and CNN was attacking Trump for looking younger now than he did when he got into office.
Yeah, Fredo was saying that it was the sign that of how much he doesn't care about America because he isn't aging like the other presidents.
Yeah. Isn't that ridiculous? They attack him for anything.
The most asinine things. And how they can get up there and say it and have no embarrassment or no shame. I mean, I'd be embarrassed.
I would too. I mean, they lie right out.
That is so crazy.
They look asinine half the time.
Half the time, most of the time, all the time.
You're right. That's the darn truth, isn't it?
It was Trump.
Like we had a troll earlier, and I'm going, we can't even get any quality trolls anymore because everybody's got jobs. The bottom feeders are all we've got left to take the troll positions.
Yeah, and I've always said, the way that Trump says that the female unemployment rate hasn't hit an all-time high yet. Well, there's a lot of women that are now staying home because their husbands are making more money too. So yeah. I know several in my own family that have been able to stay home with their kids now. So they're out of the workplace.
I think more women are also having the courage to say they want to stay home with their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for years, just like with everything else, we let them sell us this BS line that you can have it all and you can do it all and you can be it all. And that is not true, because you can have a little bit of everything, but you can't have a lot of anything because of all of it. There isn't enough to go around. I've been a working mother for 20 years, and I'm just saying, where sometimes it's always a reshifting of priorities. It isn't that you can have it all, because you can only have so much at one given time. It's just where you've shifted the other areas of your life to accommodate that priority at the time. You know what I'm saying? So something is always constantly giving. If you're having to give 110% at work, then your home life is gonna suffer. Your laundry, your cleaning, your all that other stuff is gonna suffer. There's nobody. They think that they can reset sexes, biology. They think they can reset the time, that there's more than 24 hours in a day, or that there's more than a good 20 or 25 year span that you're able to have children. And they sold us a bill of goods that we were too busy, that it was always later, or that you didn't want them, or that a career was more fulfilling. They always lie. They lie, they lie, they lie. You've got to prioritize, pick what appeals to you, and then work towards it in your life. If you want to have a family, then that means you need to get married and find a Mr. Right out there. So you've got a date. You can't be just married to your work. So it's always something. There's always, and they never allude to that. That always makes me so crazy.
Well, I mean, yes, because you cannot do it all. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. No one person can do all of it. I mean, you have to pick and choose, and if you don't, then something is going to suffer.
Yeah, or all of it.
And so you just have to decide for yourself, or you don't even have to decide. You can just kind of live your life, and eventually the decision will be made, because you just accidentally prioritize one thing over another consistently enough. But and there's nothing wrong with deciding to focus on these two things instead of these two things, or these two things instead of those two things. You just choose that. Choose whatever it is that matters the most to you. And so don't judge me because I chose something differently, because I chose to do it this way instead of that way. And the other way around, I'm not going to judge you because you chose differently. You don't judge me because I chose differently. That's what pisses me off about feminists. Freedom.
Isn't that what freedom looks like? Everybody pick what works for them? I did read, though, a really sad story the other day, and I don't normally feel sorry for the little libs, but the left-wing lib nuts, but I did read one of them's story, and she said that she fell hook, line, and sinker for this mantra that you could have it all, that you could have a family, that there's always plenty of time to have a family later, and that she, worked to get ahead at her job, and then woke up one day and realized she'd never married. She hadn't made herself available to date, didn't have any time to date. She was working, and so she didn't marry. So then when it came to time to childbearing years, she was still too busy, and she woke up late in life and said, I realize now I don't have kids. I'm going to be lonely. I picked the wrong thing, and it's too late to fix it. And that, to me, oh dear gosh, that just broke my heart. That is sad.
That is.
And as a mother, I know that when I had Haley, because I hadn't had children before, I was involved in a lot of extracurricular activities, church, politics, all that kind of thing. And when I had Haley, and we started realizing that, she had health problems, and so we were having to give her round-the-clock care and that kind of thing. But early on, I backed out of almost all of my commitments because I wanted to model for Haley responsibility of being able to manage my life and not overcommitting myself. I wanted her to see me model making good choices and realizing that you have to make decisions about what you can and cannot be involved in. I wanted her to see that it was okay to save herself some time to just sit and contemplate the world, to pick her nose, not get dressed. I don't care what she wanted to do with it, but feel free to be free for just sometimes. We don't always have to be busy doing something. And I catch myself always thinking, what am I going to do next? What am I doing? What do I need to get done for the end of the day? What, blah, blah, blah. But we have to slow down and we have to model, these making choices and saying no and all that kind of thing. Our kids need to see that it's okay. Just my thought.
There's an interesting question in the chat from Rock in America. What are your thoughts on a house husband than a housewife?
I don't have a problem with that a bit. Whoever can and wants to and ain't going to be driven crazy with the kiddos, I'd say more power to you.
Depends on how much you hate yourself, dude.
Hey, I know some men.
Right level of self-loathing, go for it.
Caretakers than the mamas. I really don't care about the sex. That doesn't have anything. Whatever works for you. Mm-hmm. But I do think that there is something to our kids having time with their parents. I do see the government trying to take our kids from earlier and earlier and earlier away from us. Pre-K, pre-K. Now 3-year-olds. I mean, they want to take them away and raise them as zombies. I don't think we need to do that.
Yeah, it's the whole village mentality. It takes a village to raise a child. I agree with that to a degree because we all need help, but it doesn't take a village. Like I want to choose the village that helps me raise my child. I want to pick the different people that are in my village. I don't want the village to be the government, and I don't want the village to decide what happens to my kid. I want me to be the one to decide which members of the village get to help me, And I think that Hillary's point was that the government is the village.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she must be the village idiot.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
It's just like this whole vaccine issue. That just pisses me off when you hear about, parents that don't want their kids to get vaccinated and they're getting, arrested and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah. So what about the guys? Doc and I are the only ones talking. Spit something out.
Y'all got quiet. Oh, Scott. Reach up there.
Oh, no, not me.
Flat Phil.
I've been being a single dad, I understand. I've had to have my folks help me out on the weekends when I'm working, or at least on a Friday night when I'm working. They'd come and get her. I'd come up right after. So, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's really, it's hard, but it's not hard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Being a single parent.
I bet it is very hard.
Right.
Fly swatter.
He's hitting Creepy Joe.
Yeah, I got Biden. Here goes McBaby.
He's sniffing the baby. McBaby now.
Something bad that compounds that and makes it even worse is not only do they try to tell you that you can do all of those things, but they also tell you can do all of those things and you don't have to put up with your spouse's bullshit. So let's get divorced. Let's all become single parents. Rush, you made me think of this when you said the single parent thing. So now we've got a whole bunch of single parents who are all expected to do it all. When we need each other, we need our spouses to pitch in and to be a part of it. Mike Phillips, how they have. Let's see how we do.
Phil,
let me get Phil.
Bam! You get him from one side, Kimmy, and I'll get him from the other. Dicks up.
Are we doing the girl fight thing?
He's smacking him. He's sniffing the Mac baby now.
Too fun. Look at it. Okay, let's do it at the same time. Come on, Phil. Get him up. Put your dicks up. Let's see if it makes it look like we're doing it to each other. Okay, ready?
Is it working?
I don't know because I'm on delay. I don't know. That is too funny. We are getting slap happy. I am sorry, y'all.
Oh.
Good job, Denise.
Did we do it? No, wait, it's coming
My
up.
screen
It's on
over a
time
little bit
delay.
more, and now I can
Look
really
how much time went by.
smack
We're
that.
just now doing it. Yeah, if we didn't have that line of demarcation between us, Bill, it would have looked like we were doing it.
No sniffing the baby. No sniffing
We might
the
have to
baby.
learn how to
Joe.
line dance together, y'all. Let's go. It's a joke.
We do the Cotton Eye Joe.
J-Dub just joined us, by the way. How you doing, Jason?
Hi, darling. So glad you came.
Yeah, I've
I
been
need
watching
to-
him and Kimmy on their Fortnite stuff.
Did we coordinate the punching very well or not? I was interrupted and I wasn't.
I think we did. If there hadn't been a line down there, we would have. And then you were giving it to him on one end. So, yeah, I think we got him right smack dab in the middle where we want him, Kim.
Yep.
Yep.
As long as he knows his ass has been kicked.
Yeah.
Virtually.
Yeah, and by the way, what about this nipple ring gate that's going on from last week?
Yeah, Phil. Want to enlighten us?
I was looking at the chat and I glanced up and I was like, I swore I saw a nipple ring on a nipple.
Well, you sent me a picture of it.
Yeah, and I thought, well, surely it was just, I was seeing something because it was going off. I saw it for a second. So after the show, I went back and found it. Sure enough.
We were wondering if that was from your private collection or. I mean,
No,
what?
that was that was from this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally swiped myself out. What'd you say?
That was from this.
I muted myself. Sorry.
Y'all, oh my Lord. It's already after 11.
I just got to know.
The Liberty just went by.
Wow, yeah. Time flies.
It's gone so fast.
I like the new format.
So, hey guys, out in the audience and our co-host, did it help y'all switching the times? Do we want to keep it that way?
Yeah, it does.
I liked it.
Does that work okay for y'all?
How about the audience? The time framework?
Can y'all
Press
give us some feedback
press
on
1
that?
for yes, 2 for no.
I felt a little more stressed to get ready like by a certain time because usually it's like be here by 7 Eastern and I'm like, I've got between 7 Eastern and 7:30. As long as I've got my laptop turned on, no biggie, I can go get dressed. But then today I was like, I've got like 5-minute window. Like you have to have it done.
You
So,
got
but that's a good thing.
But it's a later window.
It's a later window. But that's not going to matter to me.
Much better. Everybody's saying much better.
If we did the show at 11 or 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, I would be just as ready and just as not ready.
Yeah, see, no, I'm like you. I set my window to get ready according to what time I have to be.
Precious says 1.
So it does not matter what time that is. I will still have to have a 2-hour window or whatever to get everything done.
Mm-hmm. If I'm going to be late, I'm going to be just as late no matter what.
Well, I try not to be because then my maniacal co-host harasses me about Texans being late. Can you believe that?
Our state.
Hey, Phil. Oh, no, I better ask you that off camera. I'll have to ask you that directly.
Ask
So,
me
guys, before we forget, I don't know if we announced it on Speakeasy, but see, I have totally lost all my good sense this week. But Scott Pressler will be joining us. He has been confirmed for next week. So y'all be sure and come see us next week for one or both. I'm waiting for confirmation on that, but he will be with us. God willing, and the creek don't rise.
That's good.
That'll be awesome.
Have a good night, everyone, except Phil. Christy, what's wrong with you? Have a good night, everyone, except Phil, she said.
It's probably because you've never had Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I did talk to Beth a minute ago, and her modem's not working. She tried to get on briefly with her phone, with a cell signal, and that didn't work. It wasn't a strong enough signal, and she kept getting kicked off. So,
Oh, I'm so sorry, Beth. Sorry we've had so much trouble tonight. Must be those bad guys trying to get us.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help.
Oops, sorry.
Well, guys, we better say goodnight because I know Ladies of Liberty, we did not mean to step on them last week, but I know a lot of people wanted to go join, so we probably ought to wrap it up pretty quick.
Yep. Okay. Up in the top corner, being molested by Cotton Eye Joe. Good night from baby McDonald's. Up in the top right.
Hey, did y'all see Rockin' America said that North Carolina just added voter ID? I didn't know
that. Was the state that I was talking about then, whenever I wasn't sure if it was north or south.
So it was north.
Michigan's talking about it.
Scott of West Texas is up for a good night.
I just want to thank everybody for coming and joining us tonight. I love the new format time, and everyone have a great week. Love you all.
Kimmy Jong-un. Why censored?
Well, good night, everyone. I guess I'm going to do a quick plug for my show this Thursday at 11 Eastern. I'm going to have Jason Lyon, Mr. Bearded Truth, will be talking to me, and I think we're going to discuss his favorite president, who I believe is Calvin Coolidge.
Oh,
that should be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Calvin Coolidge was awesome. Got to read up on him.
Yeah, I probably should learn more than his name by Thursday. I know that he's a libertarian-minded, or was, probably not very, doesn't do a lot of thinking these days.
Yeah, there was actually an article written, I just saw the headline on whatfinger.com like last week, but there's a recent article on Calvin Coolidge that did a deep dive. I just read a little bit.
Oh, I need to find that. Okay, thank you. Okay, that's enough for me, sorry.
Rusty, Iceman.
Everybody have a great night. Glad you can join us. See you around.
D-Nice. Sorry about your internet connection there, Rusty. I hope it gets better for next
time. All right.
D-Nice Martin.
We want to hear more out of you next time, Rusty. Well, y'all, I just want to say good night. We're so glad you came. And I just know that we're going to have a fabulous week of winning next week with our wonderful fearless leader. And I'm game. So I will catch y'all this time next week on the flip side. So come back to see it.
Yes, and don't forget, Scott Pressler next week on Mega Promises Kept, or Promises Kept is the title of the show, for the Periscope censors. And you can send us some emails and hate mail at winningtv@protonmail.com if you'd like.
The hate mail's only for Phil.
Yes, you can send me all the hate mail you'd like, and I will gladly read it and respond with a President Trump response. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Catch us at 8 p.m. Eastern next Saturday for Promises Kept, and 9 to 11 for the Speakeasy. Everybody have a good night.
Good night.
Night.